The restaurant lights were soft and golden, the kind that made everything look gentler than real life. And maybe that's why the moment struck so deeply, because it felt like a scene meant to be witnessed. It began with a sudden tug on her father's sleeve, a small hand gripping a crisp designer suit. "Dad, can I share with them?" The man looked down, startled. His daughter, little Addison, was pointing at the table beside them, where a tired-looking woman sat counting change beside a half-eaten kid's meal. Her son, no older than 6, tried to smile at her, as if pretending he wasn't still hungry. And that's where you, watching this story right now, get pulled right in, because what happened next became the moment that changed all of their lives. Before the story unfolds, make sure to like this video and subscribe, because trust me, you're going to want more stories like this one. Addison's father, Michael Barrett, was the sort of man people looked at twice, first for the expensive watch he wore, and again for the quiet sadness in his eyes. A self-made millionaire who built his empire from nothing, he was respected, feared, admired, but rarely understood. Money had solved many of his problems, but not all of them. Not the loneliness. Not the echo of his late wife's laugh still lingering inside their too-large house. But his daughter. She was the light he had left. So when she tugged on him again, whispering, "Please, Daddy, can I share my food with them?" He didn't brush her off. He didn't tell her it was inappropriate. He didn't remind her that they were in the most expensive restaurant in the city. Instead, he looked, really looked, at the woman and her son. The woman's eyes were tired in a way no sleep could fix. Her clothes were clean but worn, her purse old, the kind people cling to because it still works, even when life doesn't. She held her receipt like it was a bill she couldn't afford to miscalculate. And her son, thin, quiet, watching his mother's face to know whether he should feel worried or brave. Michael swallowed. "Addie, why do you want to share with them?" "Because Mommy would have," she said simply. "And, they look like they need it." That one sentence hit him harder than any business deal ever had. Addison slid off her chair before he could answer. She carried her extra basket of fries with both hands, like it was a treasure she didn't want to drop. "Hi," she said softly, standing by the boy. "I thought maybe you'd like some. I can share." The boy's eyes widened. The mother blinked, caught between embarrassment and gratitude. "Sweetheart, that's very kind, but it's okay," Addison said, smiling. "My dad says sharing is good." Michael almost choked on his drink. He had said that, years ago, to his wife, as a joke. And Addison kept it, tucked away like a seed that finally bloomed. He walked over, clearing his throat softly. "Please," he told the woman, "let her. She's stubborn like her mother." The woman finally nodded. "Thank you," she whispered. They talked. At first lightly, names, ages, polite smiles. Then deeper. The boy's name was Jamie. The mother's name was Claire. She had lost her job 3 months ago. She had no family nearby. She was working part-time cleaning offices at night, but the pay barely covered rent and food. Today was supposed to be a tiny treat for Jamie, a rare escape from canned soup and peanut butter. Now that treat came with the shame of realizing she couldn't even afford the full meal she had promised her son. Michael felt something claw at his chest. Addison didn't feel awkward at all. She chatted with Jamie like they were old friends, sharing her fries and stories about her dog, Honeybee. Jamie, shy at first, began to laugh, a fragile little sound that made his mother's eyes shine with tears. "Would you join us?" Michael asked impulsively. "If you don't mind." Claire froze. "Sir, I don't think. It's just dinner," he said gently. "Let us enjoy the company." Slowly, she agreed. And that dinner, meant to be quiet, elegant, forgettable, turned into something warm and human. They talked about life, about dreams, about how hard things had become. Claire apologized for rambling, but Michael shook his head. "Please," he said. "It's been a long time since someone talked to me without wanting something." Addison leaned against him and whispered, "See, Daddy. Sharing is good." When the check came, Michael paid for both tables. Claire tried to stop him, but he raised a hand. "Let me," he said, voice low. "Not because I pity you, but because I understand what it's like to struggle." "I remember." Her tears fell silently. And just when she thought the kindness was over, just when she thought she had already received more than she deserved, Michael asked the manager to send home meals for the entire week, packed neatly for Claire and Jamie. No spotlight. No announcement. Just quietly done. Outside the restaurant, Jamie hugged Addison. "Thank you," he whispered. "I'm gonna tell everyone at school that a superhero shared fries with me." Addison giggled. "Maybe we can hang out again." Michael and Claire exchanged a glance, shy, hopeful, unsure. Two people from different worlds, but suddenly not so different at all. Over the next few weeks, Michael helped Claire find a job in his company, not out of charity, but because she was capable, hardworking, and just needed someone to believe in her. Claire, in turn, brought a warmth into the office he didn't realize he'd been missing. And their kids. Addison and Jamie were inseparable, their laughter filling rooms that had long been too quiet. One day months later, Michael found Addison drawing at the kitchen counter. She held up the picture proudly, two families at one table. "What's this?" he asked, touched. "It's the day everything changed," she said. "When we shared." Michael swallowed hard. "For them. For all of us," she corrected softly. And she was right. Because that one question, "Dad, can I share with them?" didn't just feed a hungry boy. It healed loneliness, built friendships, and opened a door none of them knew they needed.